Good day, everybody. Good evening, whenever you be watching this. Welcome to Steve's Wrestling Ramble here, Thanksgiving week. Tonight I'll be going over reviewing Survivor Series, WWE Survivor Series, and Monday Night Raw as well. But before I get into that, and also welcome to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe, and all the other fun stuff as well. But before I get into reviewing and going over what happened at WWE Survivor Series and Monday Night Raw, in that order, I wanted to get a couple of things off my chest. Just a couple of topics. No, it won't be too boisterous or loud or whatever, but there's just a couple of things I wanted to talk about and give my opinions on, and then we'll go from there. The first thing that I wanted to talk about has to do with how WWE books and treats their Money in the Bank holder. It seems like it's been a pattern of theirs that whoever does win this or wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it is Mr. Money in the Bank. It seems like most of the time that individual wrestler is booked with losses, losing streak, and then build that up all the way up to them when they cash in. It's mostly successful, and that when the heels have the briefcases, they're successful, and the two times when faces had the briefcase, they were unsuccessful. Damian Sandow and John Cena being those two individuals. So my issue with all this is not what they're doing, but more of how they're doing it and why they're doing it that way. First of all, why they're doing it that way, it just seems like it just makes it too easy for us as the audience, the WWE Universe, and Marks and everything, Marks, whatever you want to call us, to know when it's coming or everything, like how it happened at Survivor Series. He gets his butt kicked in that traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match because the New Day, they leave, and he's in there with four guys. So then he loses there, and then they have cash in at the end to win the title. I mean, just to me, it doesn't make too much sense to keep doing that with your Money in the Bank holder, whoever it is, whether it was Sheamus, Seth Rollins in the past, and others. You make it too easy for people to either predict it, to know it, see it coming from a mile away. And whether you don't care, or whether that's just how it's supposed to be, that's how you book them and everything, fine. That's how you want to do things, and that's how you want to do things. I'm not going to question that part. I'm just questioning the logic of why you keep doing it that way and not trying to change it up and not have them have maybe a little winning streak or actually win at the pay-per-view that they cash in on still. The same pay-per-view that they cash in on. And why does it have to be a loss? And why does it have to be a loss in some ways that some of my bank holders had before they cashed in? Now, the only time, or at least the only time I remember, where someone won and actually cashed it in after winning a match in that same pay-per-view would be Kane. The night he, at Money in the Bank pay-per-view, won the briefcase, and then cashed in the same night there, cashing in on Rey Mysterio, I do believe, as the World Heavyweight Champion. So I would say that would be, if not the best way, the way to do that. So I don't know. I just wanted to get my thoughts, 2 cents on that. I'm not, complaining about it. I'm just wondering about it and trying to figure out why that's always the reason. Why they always do it the same way. Why they can't shake things up a bit and book the next Money in the Bank holder, briefcase holder, just a little bit better. Just a little bit. That's all I'm asking. And we'll see how that goes when we get to Money in the Bank. The other thing I wanted to talk about was kind of an overlay of Survivor Series of what it could have been, what WWE could have done. First thing being, they could have had their WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament entirely on the pay-per-view. Now, that's what I've been championing for, either on the show or others, that I thought that would be best. I think that would have done really well. I mean, it didn't have to be exactly like Deadly Games in '98, It could have either a different name or no name at all. It's just a tournament at Survivor Series. They can reference the games, deadly games, and how that went. They can do all that stuff so people that might not already know can know. Because then that's also in a roundabout way promoting your WWE network. Because then people may go to the network to see what that match was all about. And I mean, like even before the pay per view, as in like weeks before, if they announce it that way, and have it announced that way, and then for weeks, that can be brought up. That'd be great promotion for the WWE Network, without having to constantly say, and know that this is a promotion for the WWE Network. Doing it in a different way, doing it almost in a better way by kind of masking it. But that would be the first thing. You have that tournament at the pay per view, all the matches would have been flowed pretty well. Even through any other matches that were on the card, which were The Undertaker. Celebrate 25 years of The Undertaker. Divas title match, JT title match, whatever else was going to be on the show. You still could have had it, but you still then would have been also able to have that tournament there on the same night, which would make it more interesting, more entertaining for the viewers, and I think would have been good for WWE in their way. So I think that's the first thing. And then another thing about the tournament is that they had a chance here with having this 16 superstar man tournament to crown a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion because of what happened with Seth Rollins, that they could have won anywhere with it. They could have tried to book Kalisto even stronger and have him make it to the finals. They could have had Dean Ambrose win the whole thing. They could have had Kevin Owens win the whole thing. Who knows? Because what I kind of realized after watching Monday Night Raw is that I think the plan all along was to get to this point. It just now, the road to get to that destination was a detour. They had to take a detour to that same destination. But they're going to get there. It just was, like I said, a detour. So maybe that's why it didn't affect much, as they say, for WrestleMania plans or plans at all. Because maybe in the end, Roman Reigns was supposed to win. He was supposed to get, quote-unquote, screwed over again by the Authority there in storyline, with having Sheamus cash in and become the new champion. Now, maybe the difference would be with the Alliance of Authority, maybe, because Seth Rollins would still be there. And then that would have, gained, I guess, some friction, because it seems like Triple H is backing Sheamus more than Seth Rollins, who's the new champion. And Seth Rollins then would be upset with Triple H, get in his face the night after, and there'd be a stare down between Seth Rollins and Triple H, instead of what happened and Roman Reigns and Triple H. That might be the only difference. But as it equates to actually booking all the way to WrestleMania and plans and how that actually was affected by Seth Rollins' injury and him now being out up to 9 months, maybe it wasn't so much change. Maybe, like I said, maybe the destination of Roman Reigns winning and getting cashed in on again, just like WrestleMania with Seth Rollins, would have been the same. It just would have been, like I said, in a different way. It would have just been in the one-on-one match that they were going to have him getting the win over Seth and then Sheamus cashed in. So that would have been interesting. Heck, it would have been even more interesting and ironic if Sheamus cashed in midway through the match to make it a triple threat the exact same way Seth Rollins did it at WrestleMania. Excuse me, but either way, that would have been interesting. So WWE had a good chance at Survivor Series to shake things up, with this tournament, and maybe have someone else, but maybe have there's all a little bit different. But since they're WWE and they want to stick with the plans they already had prior to Seth Rollins getting injured, then more power to them. But I just would have rather had it a little bit differently. I would have rather had it have on the pay-per-view. But that was another thing that was on my mind that I wanted to get out by. Now, even though it doesn't seem like I'm upset or seem like I'm like how others show their anger and frustration with WWE or just anger and frustration period with yelling, screaming, swearing. I do it more in a relaxed way, but doesn't mean I'm still not that my passion for what I'm saying isn't there. It's just there in a different way. I show it in a different way. I speak it in a different way. So I just wanted to let let the people know that as well. Because I am a WWE fan. I've been a WWE fan for a very long time. I want the WWE to be good. I want the WWE product to be the best that it can be. To be quite honest, I want them to get to that 1 million subscriber count. I want them to break records, set records all the time. I really do. But I also have to be honest about some things, and there's some things I agree with, and some things I don't. Just like anybody else here on YouTube that does pro wrestling talk of any kind. Like I said, I voice my thoughts in a different way. So the third thing I want to talk about and give my strong opinions about is what it seems like WWE's going to be doing with Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, you have him go all the way to the finals of this tournament for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You have it end with Reigns winning. They're both on their faces and everything. Congratulations, get out to the ring. He's not even part of what took place after the match. And now it seems like Ambrose is just shoved back in line with the upper mid-carders, as I call them. That group of guys there, with Cesaro in there as well, who now is out injured himself. And had just had surgery. But, it would have been a perfect thing, to me at least, if they decided to really shake things up, change things, and have Dean Ambrose go heel, join the Authority, and become the champion. Or you have Roman Reigns turn heel, join the Authority, become champion. Dean Ambrose chases Roman Reigns on the title and wins at WrestleMania and wins the championship and has his first reign. And then you could say they're in the three members of the Shield within 16 months for champion. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and then the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose. I don't get it. I mean, Dean Ambrose, what the heck did he do to deserve what happened? And hopefully he's at least in that title hunt. Maybe he'll be paired up with Kevin Owens and go, have a match at TLC for the Intercontinental Championship. I know that was not what I would want as a Dean Ambrose fan, but hey, it's better than jobbing in matches or being focused on like shows like Main Event or Superstars. I mean, no offense to those shows, but come on. You want to talk about a diamond in the rough? You got a diamond in the rough right there with Dean Ambrose, just as much as you did with Seth Rollins. Sure, the WWE was the genius to pick Seth Rollins over all of the Shield members, at least in storyline or however it's taken, to pick him as the guy, as the first one on the Shield to get a title shot, the first one on the Shield to have a title reign. Now it's like Roman Reigns' turn. I think Dean Ambrose deserves that as well. But we'll see. We'll see if WWE will ever let that happen or have that happen. Because that's what I'm worried about with what happened after their title match at Survivor Series, and really him just being on Raw there in a random tag match really got me worried. So that was the third thing I want to talk about, Dean Ambrose and a situation there. And hopefully WWE does something. And the same thing with Sasha Banks. I could talk about that too if I really wanted to. WWE not utilizing her, but I see, or at least hopefully that's what WWE's thinking, the long-term booking of Sasha Banks, her becoming champion at WrestleMania. Because I know a couple of people that are big fans of hers. Yeah, big fan of hers. So it's just Sasha Banks, Dean Ambrose, and hopefully WWE can get that epiphany at some point and realize that those two should be the number one guy in the WWE and the number one woman in the WWE. So hopefully by SummerSlam, Dean Ambrose and Sasha Banks are champions, WWE World Heavyweight Champion and Divas Champion. But we'll have to see about that, won't we? But for the time being, like I said, I'm worried about what they have planned for or what they're going to be doing with Dean Ambrose. So they better be doing something. That's for darn sure. But anyways, moving on from my, I guess, little rants in my way. Review of WWE Survivor Series. All in all, I think it was a good pay-per-view. It wasn't too bad. I know a lot of people were poo-pooing it. Same thing with poo-pooing Raw, but so they were okay. Both of them. Survivor Series better than Raw, yes, but not too bad. No, you can always count. When I talk about the show off, you can always count on the New Day being the best parts of each show. But so they had two traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. One they have in the pre-show that they just do together, and Goldust returned and all that other great stuff. Then you have another one actually on the main card for the pay-per-view. There, that was indeed thrown together. I mean, I really wish they would have promoted first announced one, then promoted it. Survivor Series, that's usually how that goes. In that order, would have been nice. Would have been great. Not just for me or other podcasts to predict, but it would have been nice to also just talk about it. Talk about the superstars involved, and maybe there could be storylines, moving forward with some superstars. Or there's storylines already going into the match with some superstars in the 5-5 Survivor Series match. I mean, that could at least been built up, talked about, or whatever beforehand. Instead of we get to the pay-per-view, and then we finally have those matches. It's just, that didn't make too much sense to me either. But I think I gotta say, match of the night though was Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. His match of the night, because Dean Ambrose Roman Reigns went a little bit shorter than I thought it would. Now with everything that happened, I guess it makes sense to do it that way. But if not, I was looking at the clock, and you can see from watching my live reaction of that match. You can check that in my archive videos in my channel here, on my channel. I was like, what the heck's going on? Why is this match a lot shorter than it was? And right when it started to get picked up, and right when it started to get interesting, I guess, they just ended with a spear. They pretty much just speared, or Roman Reigns just pretty much speared the momentum of that match. At least to me. I thought it would have been going a little bit longer. Even with the plan of the cash in. But either way, it is what it is. It is how it happened. But like I said, match of the night really should go to Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. If I had to rate Survivor Series, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. The Undertaker, that was an awesome entrance. And I can see why they put Luke Harper in there. I know a lot of people were wondering, Luke Harper should have been in there. I thought it was Braun Strowman, and I thought that too. I'm not going to lie, I did too. But it made sense in the end to have Luke Harper there in the match instead of Braun Strowman. You could have, if they did put Braun Strowman in, it would have been this kind of situation where Braun Strowman getting over and everything, and then in the end, the Undertaker and Kane win. But I think it just was better this way because, 25 years of the Undertaker, giving him a win, have Luke Harper being the one doing the job there and putting over the Undertaker there. No harm or no foul. What is harm and foul is to the Wyatt family, even though, yes, they should have lost and did lose in that match. Is that really where are they? They're all almost mid-carders for life in that way. Bray can't seem to break through to get to the main spots yet, at least yet. And we'll see if he ever does. But it just, This is what it is. But like I said, Survivor Series was good. It wasn't terrible, and it wasn't as bad as some people are saying. Now, whether they're saying that because they actually believe that, or if they're saying that for other reasons I don't really want to get into because I don't want to accuse people or something because I could be wrong. But I just hopefully that what they're saying is genuine. Because some of those reviews I was watching yesterday, Sunday night, it specifically might have been a little bit over the top in their displeasure for Survivor Series. A little bit over, just, maybe not even needed. But hey, if that's the way they're going to vent, they're going to vent. If they're not, me, I try to be more relaxed and professional and everything because I want my channel to grow and everything. Maybe I need to have a little more of what they have. I don't know. But I'm me. They're them. They do what they do, and they have their fan base. I try to do what I try to do and be the nice guy, good guy, and we'll see how that goes for me. But I didn't mind Survivor Series. I didn't think it was as bad as most think, and I really, really enjoyed most of the matches for what they were. And we'll see what happens next going into TLC. We already have one match that was made official, and they're on the start of Monday Night Raw. We can go into there now, talking about Raw. You'll have Sheamus versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a TLC match, which makes sense. It is what it is. It's TLC. They're gonna have a TLC match. If you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. It is what it is. I know. I was hearing from a couple of reviews, and like I said, I don't want to name names because I don't want to piss them off because they are highly popular. They were talking about how they didn't like the TLC matches. I don't like TLC or the gimmick pay-per-views like Hell in a Cell and all that stuff because it seems like they have to make these title matches, those kind of matches and whatever. And I'm like, well, no, duh. This is how it is going to be. You're gonna have your WWE World Heavyweight Championship match with TLC match. Heck, if WWE was smart enough, and they are, they're smart. Maybe they'll even do a TLC match for the Divas Championship with Paige and Charlotte. They are actually going to have a pay-per-view rematch. With everything that was brought up, with all that stuff brewing over, making it more intense, more personal, kind of rivalry. And you're going to, have Paige, or not Paige, but Charlotte move on to a different opponent moving forward at Royal Rumble, heading into WrestleMania, and all the other plans moving forward. Then you need to finish this feud off, and what's the better way with everything that's been done? And put those women in the TLC match. They can do it. We don't. They can go. I think they'll be able to do it. I don't see an issue there unless they don't want to. Then that's up to them. That's up to those talent, Charlotte and Paige. But I'd be championing for that. Because I think that'd be great. That'd be good for their feud. That'd be good for them. That'd be good for the women's division. That'd be good for many reasons. I hope that happens. And we'll see if it does. Probably not. But like I said, WWE is smart. They're not dum-dums. They know what they're doing. And hopefully that in fact does happen. It does take place at TLC. I'd like to see it, I'd want to see it, and I hope to see it, and we shall see if we do see that in fact. Because they could take their house now. They could be the match of the night, even over the men's world title match. I mean, I always talk about making with this whole Divas Revolution and making the Divas division better, or women's wrestling division and everything. And the one point out of the other points that I made about that, this whole Divas Revolution, is that their title, being their main title, is equivalent in a way to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, because it's the women's main championship. It's their world title. So if you want to treat it equal, at least in that way, then you should at least treat it equal on a pay-per-view. That's like give me a pay-per-view like TLC and have them have a TLC match. You really should. And like I said, we'll see if that happens. But I think they can go and they would have an issue in that way. They should not WWE if they're okay with doing it, I want to do it. So I think I can do very well. And it makes sense for this feud too. It just makes sense. So that will be interesting. Now, talking about interesting, New Day and Raw and their promo and everything that went down there, that was interesting to say the least in its own right, in its own self. But I don't know. I mean, with Raw, the opening segment with the Authority, Sheamus, and Reigns, everything that I just talked about there. I think that and the ending of Raw were the best parts. The beginning and the end of Raw. I mean, the New Day, they were funny and whatever, but maybe just a little bit too corny for me, at least for that promo and that moment. Nice to see Rusev back. Goldust came back in Survivor Series. Yeah, the pre-show match. But it seems like almost they're building like a new corporation or something with Bad News or King Barrett, Rusev, and Sheamus there. Internationals. And again, maybe it's just maybe it's not that. Maybe I'm thinking a bit more into it than I really should. Maybe it's just them having heels beating up this face and Roman Reigns. That's doing the bidding of the Authority, but doesn't mean that they're part of the Authority, part of the team. You know what I mean? In that way, they work with and all that other stuff, but they don't officially, part of the Authority working with them and all that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward with TLC. We'll see what happens with these storylines with the Divas, with Roman Reigns and Sheamus. I know some people that I saw commenting, and whether it's on Twitter, Facebook fan pages, whatever, saying that Sheamus' reign might only be till the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I still think and believe he'll be the champion going into WrestleMania facing Roman Reigns. Whether we like it or not, I think that might be the plan. Now, I would like to see him lose it at TLC. Excuse me, to be quite honest, I'd like to see him lose it at TLC even before the Royal Rumble. But I have a feeling it's going to be going to the Royal Rumble, and Roman Reigns is going to be winning the Royal Rumble again. So, and I still have an early pick of Dean Ambrose winning the Rumble, but the way things are going now, it might be Roman Reigns. But we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. And, with everything else happening around, not much really to say about that stuff. Because, like I said, the beginning and the end of Raw were the best parts. And that, I guess, in my opinion, is the bottom line. But hopefully things are better. Hopefully the roster will be better, too. And like I said, the Raw wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. And hopefully that can change, too. And hopefully, us getting into this WrestleMania season soon. Heck, like I said, talk about The Undertaker, it seemed like the WrestleMania season and with the injury to Seth Rollins that is starting earlier. starting here at Sunday night at Survivor Series, and then go into WrestleMania all the way up to then. So I just hope things can improve, and then we get to Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, all the other shows, and it'll be awesome. And I just don't know. I mean, I'm still upset with the whole thing I talked about in the beginning, especially with Dean Ambrose. I mean, seriously, what the heck? I mean, I know I said that I wouldn't be upset if he lost, because in the end it was Roman Reigns, and that was the whole plan, and that was who everybody thought was going to win it, fine. But just the way that it ended, the way that it was booked, I didn't quite take favor to with how they booked Dean Ambrose. Because you have him lose, both of them stay face, him just getting out of there, and then so Roman can have a celebration and moving on from there, everything that happened there, and then at Raw, him just being in a tag team match randomly. I mean, that it just worried me what they plan to do and how things will be going moving forward for him. I mean, hopefully they put him in a feud with Kevin Owens with the IC title. We'll see. But I don't know. I don't know what the future is for him, but we'll see how that plays out. I'm staying on a little bit longer here just because I wanted to see if people were able to join. They wanted to join the hangout here tonight and talk their thoughts on Survivor Series or Raw or whatever. I do have the link. Oh no, I didn't tweet it out, but I did have the link somewhere for others. But that's somewhere for now because, like I said, not much else to talk about Raw, and Survivor Series was Survivor Series, and I already gave my rants about the 3 topics that I wanted to there at the top of the show. Which, there could be many more to talk about, but you don't want to overdo it either. So, we'll see how things go moving forward. Hopefully, things improve. Boy, do I hope that. Because, like I said, I want good things for WWE. I want them to get some million subscribers. I want them to have better pay-per-views. And I want them to be what they used to be. Not meaning they have to go back to the Attitude Era, because it's not going to happen, but just so they care. Maybe book some of their talent better than they have been. Give me some of a push. I don't know. But something would be nice. So it would be nice. So, anyway, I was checking something and seeing if I was going to change something, but I didn't know if I should. Oh, I'm surprised some people weren't able to join tonight. But anyways, tomorrow I'm going to be doing my NFL podcast. I'm also going to be doing in the afternoon and morning my review of Weird Again Part 2, Escape from Reality, Gravity Falls. We're doing that in the afternoon at some point. I'll keep myself busy. And I'll be making sure that that I try to do everything that I can do to try to help this show grow, this channel grow, all that other stuff, yada yada. But hopefully, those that do watch or those that do support me or try to support me, they help me out in the best that they can, and the best that they can is by word of mouth or them subscribing themselves or liking videos or sharing whatever. However, it doesn't matter. I appreciate anything, whether they join on the show, whether they don't, whether they do it another way. That shows that they took time out of their day to help me out in however way they do so. So, greatly appreciated. And it will always be appreciated by me for this podcast, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, and for my NFL show, like I said, I'm going to be doing tomorrow, Talking Packers with Steve. But, like I said, the main thing that was running my gears was the whole Dean Ambrose situation more so than anything else that I talk about. Because the whole thing with, the Money in the Bank holders, yeah, that's okay. I don't really, hate it. It's just, a pet peeve or an issue with me. With the Survivor Series, that just was just a general, obviously opinion thing where, either way, however, as long as they got to a point, then that's fine. Sorry, I was looking up. I was watching Modern Family, or at least a scene there. But anyways, we'll see, or I'll see. And I want to see how WWE does moving forward. We'll see how things are broken down. I mean, like I said, hopefully things can improve. Hopefully TLC won't be as bad as we think. Hopefully we can get into Royal Rumble and have a good road to WrestleMania. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Just trust me, there's a lot of other things that I could talk about or get off my chest or rant about. Trust me. But like I said, I wanted to talk about a few things that I was upset with that has to do with WWE, and then some of the other things that are issue in a ways are non-WWE. So this wouldn't be the right place to talk about them. But like I said also earlier, when I was giving my opinions and giving my little rants in my way, that I do things a little bit differently than others. I don't swear, or at least not as much or at all. I might raise my voice, but only to express the passion that I have for the topic or my opinion. I don't, I'm not throwing things. I'm not, in some instances, saying random things that had nothing to do with whatever they were arguing about, woven in with what they're trying to make a point about. So there's that too. I just do mine in a nice, calm, respectful, but still upset about whatever that the topic is, situation. That's it. That's how I do things. And maybe that's why the popularity of the show is not as grand as it could be, because I'm not that way. But again, I'm going to be me, and hopefully people do enjoy me and my content for that. I'm sure there are ones that do. So, but anyways, I I rambled enough to find out if people were able to join, and I rambled enough just to do that and see if that would happen. But it's Thanksgiving, people are busy, things are happening. That's understandable. In time, in time, things will happen for me in this channel. Things will happen for WWE, and they're trying to do better for their WWE network and their pay-per-views. But in both instances, we have to be patient, or as I do, and just let things go as they are, and not worry about things so much, and just be positive. And I always am positive. It's just me. But I guess I'm gonna check something out before I go. And again, I apologize for the silence, but I can't chat while I'm looking something up. I be focused on one thing at a time. Oh, the one thing I forgot to talk about was a confrontation between Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger. I believe I forgot about that. They were kind of the promo was kind of cool. They're seeing Alberto Del Rio talking Espanol and part of the promo. That was kind of cool to see, I guess, for me. But Jack Swagger then coming out there. It's nice to see him back on TV, no matter what his role is. But it seems like that's going to be how it's going to go. I know a lot of people are thinking that maybe Ricardo Rodriguez will be returning. Who knows? I don't know. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It is what it is. I don't care. I really don't. I'm glad everybody's W is back, whether he was with Ricardo or here with Zeb Coulter. But again, two superstars that might deserve a little bit more than what they've been given in the past. Yes, even with Alberto Del Rio. And maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe there's so many that deserve these pushes and that have earned them and all that other stuff, and WWE just doesn't do anything about it because of that. Who knows? I don't. Wish I did. But whatever the reason, rhyme or reason, thoughts and thought processes, it really doesn't matter anymore, does it? They're going to do what they're going to do. And we at the WWE Universe sometimes just have to deal with it. We can voice our opinions. We can try to voice our opinions respectfully to WWE when we're tweeting at them or whatever, or threatening to cancel our WWE Network subscription. I know there's people out there. I know there was people out there that tweeted that stuff out after Survivor Series because of what happened. That's your opinion. I respect it, but I don't think you're going to be canceling your subscription anytime soon. If anything, you're going to be the ones watching the Raws and then TLC even with more intrigue than you did before because you were pissed off and you want something to happen. You want whatever you want. You'll be watching more, and even, like I said, more intensely than even some of us because you were upset or because you want something to change or you want this, you want that. It's fine. That's what being a fan is. But saying you're going to cancel the WWE Network doesn't mean that WWE is going to change things so quickly, and it also doesn't mean that you're actually going to be doing that. I mean, some actually did, some actually do. That's their business. But most of them, and the majority of them, I don't see them actually doing that. But anyways, since like I said, I rambled on a little extra here, trying to see if people would join. That's fine, we can't. But my Rumble, apologize for that. My Steve's Wrestling Ramble show will be back next week on Tuesday, 7 or 8 p.m. Central. Tomorrow I'm going to be super busy. I have my Gravity Falls We Begin Part 2 Escape from Reality review. I did my blind reaction of the episode, actually. You can check it on my channel. I know I did it a little bit differently than others. I'm sorry, I guess, but that's just me. I didn't want to worry about copyright strikes. Didn't want to worry about all that stuff. I want to have my channel as much of a pristine standing as I can. And again, that's just me. I just want to have it that way because I want this to become my job. Because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy talking WWE. I enjoy talking NFL, Gravity Falls, or whatever. Whatever or whenever. I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. Like I said, my voice might not sound that way. But trust me, I think I'll be getting new headphones sometime soon to try to improve the quality of the shows, and channels just in general. That I'll be able to be heard clearer, and I'll have more of a voice, of an actual voice and speaking that people can understand clearly. But but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. You never know. I might get it myself, or I might get it for a Christmas gift. Who knows? But either way, that will be happening sometime soon. And like I said, tomorrow I'll be busy. Tomorrow night, main event marks. Having a special episode, a special Thanksgiving episode, so to speak, the night before Thanksgiving Eve, so to speak. I guess that's technically not a thing, but hey, that's what it is. I'm talking everything from Survivor Series Raw and probably anything else that us main event players, with main event marks, um, want to bring up there. So definitely check that out. It is on the right side of my channel. As always, check those other channels out. Good content there. Because I try to help out others. That's what I try to do, and I'm not even popular yet here on YouTube, or quote unquote. This is not my job yet. Still not paying. So I still like to help others because I want others, whoever they are, to help me. I do what I want done to me. I help them out, and either they or others, as in other subscribers or people, help me out. So that's always greatly appreciated. But I just wanted to share that in my 2 cents as well about that because I've been really lucky that, especially with everything that happened with the other show that I was a part of, and now having the support of main event marks and the guys there, almost like a family of sorts. In a way, we all help each other in our own endeavors, whether on YouTube or whatever, to the best of our abilities. I mean, I know they all have a life too, but still, they try that, and they're, as you see on here, Cooter, Mike Malone, Emmy, maybe some point in the future, Woes, Albert, and others that are staples there on main event marks. And as I say, hashtag main event players. They're there for me, and they try to support me as much as they can in their way. So I greatly appreciate it. I want to thank them on air as much as I do enough times to them in messages and whatnot. So, excuse me, I'm trying to. Okay. I don't know if that was meant to be said, but okay. Anyways, sorry, I was just checking something out. Oh, I see Mike Malone here watching Caesar's Wrestling Ramble earlier while we're live and whatever. So go a shout out to Rebecca, whatever, however she wants to be called. How you doing? The last thing I wanted to talk about that is actually WWE related and actually something that I haven't spoke of during this episode that I kind of want to share and kind of wanted to bring up, and I kind of did a little bit earlier, but not in the depths that I really should ever want to do. And that's again this whole Divas Revolution, the whole changing of the guard, how things are better. And again, I'm going back to say that there's some reviews and there's some people on YouTube that they give their opinion on that and on Sasha Banks and all those stuff, and they're like, oh, it's dead, and oh, we shouldn't care anymore, and Why they even call it a revolution and all the other stuff? Their opinion. Well, my opinion is I think it is doing well, and I think they are trying to move things in the right direction. And WWE seems like they are caring about the Divas division, trying to do better. And that's why I think the next step is to actually have the Divas title match at TLC, a TLC match, because I think they can go. I think that would be done right, and it could steal the show, so to speak. So, could be the main match of the night. So with that, maybe at some point they change the title to the women's title. Whatever. However, things can be changed or done better. That's what I want. In my opinion, that's what I want. I want the Divas division to be something. I want the Divas division to actually be cared about by the WWE universe, and I mean the majority of the WWE universe, because it is. It is good. It deserves it, and I don't know. I could say something, but like I said, I don't want to ruffle feathers. But let's just say that maybe there are some people in there that just don't want that to be the case. I'll just leave it at that. Maybe whatever. But however, wherever you try to make this division stronger, you actually call it the women's division, like purely the women's division. Get rid of that stupid butterfly belt. That'd be nice. Get rid of the butterfly belt, and you should have the women's title belt back, and you have these better storylines for the divas, so that WWE never could care more about it. That would just be nice. That would really be, as you say, or as with the authority gimmick, it is what would be best for business. Best for business, good for the divas, good for the women talent there, good for women's wrestling in general. You want to, build the women's division up so that little girls there that are watching, WWE and actually are, whether they're watching with their fathers or family or whatever, that are new fans of WWE actually feel like that they want to become that when they're older, be a woman's wrestler, that they know that if they do try that their dreams can come true, and not only can come true, but they can actually that actually matters. And from the way it looks, things and how they've been doing the Divas division, that's not the case. And then you even lose fans. I mean, you try to gain the women's fans through their show on E Network, Total Divas, which not to lie, I do enjoy. I watch all the time, yada yada. So I can't say that I don't like it, but I'm just saying that's not the only source of way that you try to get to gain new women fans. Obviously, you actually trying to do it with the actual women wrestlers that are on your gosh darn roster. I mean, that's usually how that goes. That's usually would have been the best way to do it, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's how it was, but hopefully it is now. And hopefully this whole Diva revolution is actually going to mean something, actually going to do something for the ones in that division right now on the main roster or NXT. Because the women, they're in NXT, they've been doing very well. But who the heck knows? Maybe in the end it won't be what it's supposed to be. Maybe in the end Sasha Banks won't be the one being the Divas champion at WrestleMania. Maybe they'll go in a whole different way because they're the WWE and they can, gosh darn it. But hopefully not. Hopefully they see the light, realize, listen to the WWE fans as they say they do. Like I said, I don't say this to be mean to WWE or be mean spirited at all. That's not in my repertoire. That's not my personality. I'm just saying it because it's just my opinion on the matter. And I really hope that when we get to TLC, we actually do have that match, a TLC match for the Divas Championship. It would be best for WWE. Though both Paige and Charlotte themselves for the Divas division entirely, and even in a bigger scale for women's wrestling. Because it would be another step in the right direction of what is supposed to be this Divas revolution. Or just plain revolution in women's wrestling. Maybe it would be a better and stronger title for it. But I think that'd be great because I think they can go, and I think that I can steal a show. But we'll have to see if that does happen. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Okay, fine, whatever. But if it does, then I know I'll definitely be happy because I'll know that WWE is listening to fans. Not just me personally. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones thinking the same thing, but listening to us fans and our opinions and caring about the Divas division and all the other stuff like I just said earlier. But again, we'll see, and we'll move forward from there. But anyways, that's just the last thing I want to talk about here about about WWE. Hope everybody that is watching live here and that does watch the archive, thank you, and hope you all have a great rest of your evening or day wherever you're living, and take care tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be doing the Gravity Falls video, and then Main Event Marks in the evening. And then after that, I'll be done with videos for the rest of the week, having like a little Thanksgiving break, because last week I did 6 videos in 7 days. So, but that type of dedication, you want to think of it that way, to try to, grow my channel. Really, should go without saying. So, but anyways, before I remember too much, have a good evening. Take care. I'll see you all in the next video. And like I said, welcome to like this video, share, and subscribe. But as always, take care.